Welcome to the part 4 of this course, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I'm going to teach you how can you create this stunning catering landing page for the restaurant free website course that we are doing it. And now in this part 4, you'll be learning how to create this stunning page, right, for the catering purposes. And not just that, I'm also going to teach you how can you make this 100% mobile optimized so that, it is always mobile friendly, because you must be aware almost 70 to 80% of the traffic that comes to any kind of landing pages website funnels is through mobile mode, and hence you have to be focusing on the mobile mode and make sure that this is mobile first, right? So that's exactly what we are going to teach you in this tutorial. I hope that you're excited. I hope that you've already been through our first three tutorials where I showcased you how can you create these kind of home pages, right, for your restaurant business. And not just that, how can you create them 100% mobile optimized, right? Apart from that, we also saw that on the third part, that how can you create these kind of menu pages, so that you can attach it on your landing page, and people, the visitors, can see what you have to offer in terms of menu, right? That's exactly what we are going to learn in this tutorial, and we're going to do this for the catering page, which is super important. So without a further ado, let's dive into it, and let me help you walk through the entire thing. Before we get started, you must be aware that I run a Go High Level Web Design agency. You must have seen that on our previous tutorial. In case you are somebody who wants to know more about me, then just go to PritamBhadra.com. You will be able to find a lot about me and what do we do as an agency. In case you want a done for your project, for yourself, for your business, or for your clients, you want to partner up, because we also provide white label services, then you can just click here and book a consult call with me. If you are a beginner business, and you want to, instead of hiring somebody, which can be a project worth a few thousands of dollars, and instead of doing it on your own, let's say you want to have the template for yourself, just go to ghltemplateshop.com, which is owned by me, and you can find that this template is currently on sale, just for a fraction of its actual price that we would charge any agency for, right? So make sure that you go through it, you learn from it, and I hope that is going to be interesting for you, and we can collaborate in future. Apart from that, let's dive into it, and let me showcase you how to create stunning catering pages in Go High Level. I hope you're excited. So let me just go in. So till the last part, we saw that, hey, we created the home page, the menu page. Now we need to create the catering page. For that, I'll simply duplicate the entire, or basically clone the entire homepage here. The reason why we are cloning the entire homepage is because we want to utilize some pockets of design and elements which we already have done in the homepage, which you can utilize in the best way possible, reducing time, effort, and increasing productivity as a web developer and a web designer. Before making any changes, I just want to make sure that the nomenclature or the naming has been done properly, because a lot of confusion can arise if your names are not proper. So just make sure that you have proper naming to it. So I'm just going to add the proper naming here, right? Apart from that, I'm also going to add proper path naming here. So what do you mean by path? It's very simple to understand. Let's say pritamhatha.com is the domain to it, okay? And let's say I want to have a display page, or let's say a testimonial page. So in that case, I'm going to add a / testimonial, right? If I have a page with this / testimonial, then people, if I send them the link that, hey, pritamhatha.com / testimonial, then they're going to land on the landing page which only has testimonial. By the way, I do not have something like that, because if you just scroll down, you will be able to see tons of testimonial by our previous client. By the way, we have served 60 70 clients across 12 plus countries, so we have tons of testimonial and more. You can find, if you just go to my Facebook page, or my Facebook profile, sorry, and you can learn more about me. By the way, I'm a certified admin, and you just can identify that with that badge here, the glorifying beautiful admin badge here, right? Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started, and let me just showcase you that what we need to do here. So once we have set the name and the path, just click on update page. Once you click on update page, the name and the path is going to get updated on the entire landing page. So from now onwards, whenever a domain is attached, when anybody searches or types out your domain / catering, then in that case, this catering landing page is going to open up. But at this point of time, everything in it is about the home page, so we're going to do this for the catering page now. One more thing that I want to do here is I want to open and edit the home page here. The crucial part that I want to be focusing on here is going to be, there's going to be the footer and the navigation bar, because I want to make them global section. One of the reasons as to why you should be making them global sections is, let's say you want to change something now, right? And then you can do it easily because you are designing and building it. But let's say when the entire website is completed, okay, so let's say you have 8 to 10 pages on your website, and I want to change something on the navigation bar, right? Then you do not want to have the pain of going to every single page and then changing the navigation elements, right? In that case, what you can do is you can create one navigation bar with making that a global section, and then once you make changes on one page, it is going to get implemented on all the pages. That way, you do not have to go to every single page and manually customize it, right? So I just want to check whether this entire, yes, as you can see, the footer here is of a purple color, which indicates that this is already a global section. So we are not going to make any changes there. Rather, we're going to make changes to the navigation section. In this landing page or in this complete website, we cannot make changes on the homepage. The reason for that is very simple, that the homepage navigation bar is the integral part of the entire hero section. So we cannot make the hero section a global section, because in that case, any changes that has been made or that will be made on any other page for that hero section will also impact the homepage, which we do not want. So we just want to keep it that way. We're going to create a new global section here, which we already have done here. As you can see, it's written global here, which is what we are looking for, right? Since that is done, we are going to add it on our new landing pages. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So let's proceed forward and let's click on the duplicated home page, which is now called as the catering page, which are going to further develop and create the entire catering page here, right? So this is what the catering page is going to look like. Let me just give you a complete walkthrough of the catering page so that you can understand the customer psychology behind it, my psychology behind it, and after that you can we will get in the development part. Okay, I hope that sounds good. First thing here is, of course, the navigation section. This is a uniquely made navigation section which we did on our last video for the menu page, right? And we have made that as into a global section. So now we can just duplicate it and add it to as many pages as we can without hampering the productivity, because now since the global section, any changes made from the menu page onwards will get implemented to all the pages, including catering, about, events, and content. But let's just make sure that we also changing separately for the homepage, since that's a different section altogether. Now, as you can see, there is a cool gradient effect from the top dark, and then it slides down so that you can see this log of woods, and then again that gradient effect starts to increase, and then it becomes complete dark. The reason for that is very simple. We want to have gradient premium effect on an entire landing page, which is dark in nature. But we also want to showcase the log woods so that we can have our logo and the name of the page on top of it. In order to do so, I'm going to show it to you the trick that I'm going to use when I'm building that entire page, right? So graphic designing is very easy to do, but that's very hard to implement on a web design portal. The reason for that is web are responsive, and you have to make sure that every pixel that you're adding into your website is responsive and makes sense, right? So apart from that, when you scroll down, you will be able to see about that landing page, which is BBQ Brothers Catering, right? This page is dedicated to catering page, and the reason why you should create these kind of dedicated pages is that, let's say, a friend of yours, a colleague of yours, a business, right, who has some inquiries about catering or catering services from your own restaurant. In that case, instead of sending the entire website, which you can always do that, you can just quickly send them the quick link, which is also the catering page. Remember that /catering, that's going to be the quick link here, and you can send them directly there so that they can quickly go through it and learn more about catering services, right? You might have a lot of other things to offer, which they can anyway find out on the entire homepage, because they have a navigation bar. But for some things very specific, they can learn about it. And here you can provide a bit about who you are and what do you do in specifically in terms of the catering services, right? Because people want to know more about, people don't really want to know more about your restaurant or your clients or your weekend offers. People want to know more about your catering offers, who you are, how many years experience you have in providing catering services, whom you have helped, and how can you help them, right? These are the objections that people have. And once you counter these kind of objection, the chances of the prospect to convert into a client is going to increase. So you have to keep in mind when you're designing the landing pages as well, right? So apart from that, we have directly shown them the entire list, or you can say a quick gallery to showcase about the catering services. This is basically the photo shoot that you can do when you have catering being displayed for any of your clients. You can take photos and you can add them. Do not add generic photographs of food in a plate of table, in a plate on a table like that, because people here are not looking for a restaurant experience. People here want to have a catering experience, and that's probably the reason why they're on the landing page. So instead of having any generic food on a platter, kind of a photo, you need to have catering kind of photos where you have all these utensils where the food is kept warm, and you have all this table, this people are taking all of these food from your catering table. All these kind of photos and visuals helps them or the visitor understand and gain confidence that whatever you are doing, or whatever time that they're going to invest in exploring your website is going to be worth it. Because these people are busy. I mean, most people are busy right nowadays, since we have TikToks and YouTube shorts and Instagram reels, all that come up. People do not have the motivation to learn manually and go through it. In that case, people want to have some kind of motivation and energy and confidence. So these kind of photo gallery, quick gallery, can give a lot of motivation for them, right? And here is one of the offers, right? One of the important things that I ask people to do is, instead of just quoting or showcasing the food, they need to showcase the offer. Why somebody should be taking my offer regarding this in terms of catering, you know scenario, right? So let's say you have a catering scenario and somebody is interested to take your services. Then this offer can be suitable if they are looking for a barbecue buffet, right? If they're looking for a barbecue buffet, then you can explain them what actually it is, how you have been helping others. For example, here you can see that this is a Barbecue Brothers signature catering buffet, right? So signature catering means this is something specialized in. So they specialize in barbecue buffet catering services, because they have the experience to do so, right? And they explain that how this is going to be, because it's going to be customized, right? So you can customize your own buffet, the selection of slow smoked meat and seasonal scratch made slice, right? So when you give these kind of descriptions about your offer, people tend to get more curious, because they're getting a lot of information about this in a very specific format. That in turn is going to help them build curiosity. And then you're going to add these kind of bullet points, which are going to be the important pointers of this specific offer. For example, I'm selling a course and I'm going to tell them there's going to be a 20-hour long recorded training program. There are going to be live sessions. There are going to be this many people coming. There's going to be bonuses. There's going to be this and that. These kind of benefits or extra details you need to provide them in a very crux format. Do not use paragraph to provide these kind of information, because that can be lost in a very in an easy format, because nobody nowadays likes to read format paragraphs, right? I mean, providing just one or two liner of paragraph is still fine, but you want to provide the finer details into these kind of bullet points or checklist points, so people can easily grasp them and understand about it. Since this is a one time, sorry, this is an offer, not a one time offer, of course. Since this is one of the offers in your buffet genre or your buffet business, in that case you can ask them, hey, you can click on this to see the explore the entire menu of our barbecue buffet. This is important because people will be able to know and understand that, hey, what are the menu items that these people master in and provide on a daily basis to their buffet clients, right? So then it's going to be a dedicated page for that, which is not included on this website. But yes, you can do it, because there is no limit to customizing your website. I'll highly suggest just go to ghltemplateshop.com and just take it away. In order to take it, you just have to do one thing. You just have to click on my email, if you want to send me an email about it, and just ask me, hey Pritam, I am interested to buy this, how can you proceed forward and how can you pay about it. Or you can just click on this and go to my Facebook profile and just DM me. That's it, right? But yeah, that's how you do it, right? It's very simple and straightforward. The second thing here is about the smokehouse fiesta, right? Here you can explain them what it is about, what is the offering, and how they can utilize this. Again, it has a menu option, so when you click on this, it gets into the entire landing page dedicated to smokehouse fiesta, and people can see what do you have to offer and how it can help their own requirements, right? Then comes a very, by the way, all these offerings has a background image. Can you see that? that has this sketch like feature, which I really love. And we have been carrying out the branding feature from the homepage onwards all the way to the catering page. And this is something that you need to be focusing on, because if you are not creating this kind of branding effects on every single page, then it kind of loses that impact and touch. So you really want to do that as well. In case, I mean, this is a sign of a professional designer or developer. So you just have to keep in mind about that, right? Then you want to showcase about catering clients, right? Since a lot of these are businesses, communities, small businesses, big businesses, right? So events, right? So you want to make sure that you get their logos and add it here. Even better if you can get the testimonials, reviews, and all of that specifically for catering services, and then you can add them here as well. So that's again another way to go about it, right? So I've added here quite a bit of like 6 logo options, so you can add 6 logo and even increase it or decrease it. Apart from that, I've also added a section called as catering gallery. This is again crucial because, you know, I mean, if of course this is something that I've copied from the homepage, but you can replace these photos with the actual catering events, where you can see the catering being cooked out, right? The catering being served, the catering food being served. People are taking it. People are enjoying the catering food in open environment or in a, in a closed environment, depending on who is the client. And those images are going to be crucial, because in the catering gallery, people just don't want to see the food. People want to see the experience that others have had while they're using your catering services, and they want it in a visual format, which is nothing but these photographs. Okay, so make sure that you're using that as well. So apart from that, so that's pretty much it. And then you have the homepage. Oh, sorry, the footer here. So now I hope that you're able to understand about it. And again, of course, we have the and this is mobile optimized 100%. So we're going to show that to you as well, how to create a 110% mobile optimized view just for your catering landing page. Okay, so that's ladies and gentlemen about the overview or the walkthrough of the complete catering page. Now let's get into it so that I can create the entire uh you know build it literally from scratch. So let's get started on that as well. Awesome, so let's get started on this. Okay, the thing that we need to do here is we need to add that section, the global section I talked about, right? Just want to add that. Click on here, and then you will be able to see that you have that BBQ navigation bar, right? So I just want to add the navigation bar on top, right? And for this case, I don't need this section, so I'm going to delete that. I also do not need this section, so I'm going to delete that as well. I also think that this needs to be around 200 pixels, right? So I just want to focus on that. One more thing I want to do is let me just get into the 80 pixels, 80 screen size, because that's just suitable for my laptop. Okay, what more, what else do we need to add? We need to add catering. So let me just add catering here, right? Again, this is bolded, so just make sure it's not bolded. One more thing that you need to be focusing on this, that since we've used this from the homepage, right? So you still have that element of the video at the background, which you do not want. So we want to replace that here. I'm going to click on the image here, right? So in that image, you're going to have the background image and then miscellaneous. And here you go, the log of woods, right? Instead of making it full center, I want to make it full 110%, which is 100% width and height. It's just to make sure that, that shade effect works. As you can see here, in the top section, the black shade is going to slowly come down as a gradient effect. Even though you know that at the back end, these are two different sections, two different elements being attached into a different configuration altogether. But when somebody is previewing it, they will not be able to understand about it. That's the difference that you need to understand when you're building websites and funnels and landing pages and all of that, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. What else do we need? We need to have this section of BBQ Brothers. So, okay, so we can utilize this one. One thing is that we only have a minus 70 pixels, so I just want to remove that. Apart from it, just want to add BBQ Brothers Catering. I would explain to you as to why we are doing what we are doing it, right? So in case you just skipped to this section or this part of the video, just make sure that you go to that video as well. Go to the first part of the video, or I mean, basically the same video. Just make sure that you are going through the entire video, so you will be able to understand that. Okay, now I want to have this section where I just explain about what do we do. one more thing that one of the most obvious questions that I get is, Pritam, how come you're very fast about building websites or funnels or landing pages or go high level, right? First things first, right? I'm not building it from scratch, right? As you can see, I'm modeling something from scratch, right? So there's a different already. The second thing here is that the design, the strategy, the copy, everything is already done. I'm just redoing it by explaining as to you that what we did, how we did, and this is the entire process, right? So for us to work for a client, it literally takes us weeks and weeks of time in order to do it in the best way possible, right? That's probably the reason why, even though we have a very short period of a of a delivery time, which is in majority of the cases just 2 weeks, right? Depending on the project size, even then, what we have seen is uh, it takes us a lot of time, right? So it's very crucial for you to understand that, hey, Pritam is able to do it at a faster pace because Pritam has been doing it for over 3 years, right? But since I'm teaching you, I'm also teaching you the tricks and techniques in order to do it faster. Have you noticed that? So you have to focus on that as well, because if you focus on that, you will be able to understand that how I'm doing it. Okay, so that's crucial. Okay, so let me just add these photos. Again, these photos are catering oriented photos. So you cannot just add any other restaurant photos in there, right? Catering related photos is going to help people who has an inquiry about catering services. You need to attract the right audience with the right graphic and the right photograph, right? Crucial. Photographs are very important, right? So, and somebody just asked me in my DM. So a lot of you guys reach out to me on Facebook DMs. So you ask me, and some even in the comment section. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the interactivity. So let's keep that going. Um, from Pritam, from where you get these kind of photos and all, right? First of all, these photos, when you're doing it for your own business, these should be of your own, right? Ideally, because you don't want to show something that is not yours, right? So that point number one. I'm doing it because this is a templatized website. Understand that. Um, but you might have requirements of these kind of resources, and for that you can just go to any kind of stock website, right? For example, Shutterstock, Pixabay, right? There are different kind of stock websites which you can use for your own advantage, and most of these are always free, right? Yeah, Shutterstock is costly, I understand that, and it has a price tag to it, but it also has the quality, right? I cannot give the more emphasis about the quality of the photo, because quality of the photo, the picture can really change a lot about how your landing page looks like. Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's the hero image, right? And you're gonna want to focus on the hero image because that's something that's gonna build the credibility. So yeah, cool. So we have done till now, right? We have completed this section till this part, right? So this is completed, right? And then now we're going to focus on the offerings, right? What do you offer in your catering services, right? One of these is going to be the barbecue buffet. So for this, we have to just create a barbecue buffet section. Again, it's a one row and two column structure. So it's a one row here, and then you have one column and two column. At the background, you still have some graphical elements. I really like these kind of sketches, depending on what kind of projects I'm doing. So I just want to keep that as well. So for that, I'm just going to add this section on the top. So I like this section. So this section is going to be our that background, which is the offer background. So for this, I'm just going to make sure that the background here has some opacity, which is half fade, just to make sure that we are decreasing the tone of it, right? And here it's going to be about barbecue buffet. I've already explained to you the reason why we're doing like this, right? I hope that's clear. In case you have some queries, just feel free to drop in the comment section. I'll be really happy to answer them, and I genuinely do so for all of you guys. So we can do that as well. So let's get that done. Okay. We just don't want this section. uh cool. One more thing I want here is I want to add these kind of pointers, because as I told you, these pointers are crucial. These are more of you know these pointers are more about what's in it, right? In the simplest way possible, what does this thing contains. So I just want to showcase that. I want to add that. So that, because these things helps people grasp and understand about your offerings in the fastest way possible, and you definitely want to use them for your own business, right? So that's taken care of. Let me add correct. Oh, which is the check sign, right? And this has to be left aligned, and this has to be 20 or 18 pixels, right? Apart from that, yeah, I definitely want to add some pixels on the top of it. So let's say we add around 10 pixels. I like the fact that they have made these kind of changes. I really like it, the hover effect to it. They have made a lot of changes. I like Go High Level for this. I like Go High Level for this. They make some subtle changes which I do not really, which is not announced, of course. But then I get into it and then I'm like, oh, this wasn't there, right? And the changes is made. So kudos to Go High Level team. Uh, very amazing team of the development side. They have a huge development team from India. So I really like that because I'm also from India, and yeah, Indians are good for technical development. I'm not. I'm more of a design guy, design and marketing guy, right? And but yeah, the team is amazing. They do amazing work. So appreciate that. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it, right? They do amazing work, and these are surprises I like, right? So very well done. Yeah. So one more thing that was not there, which was kind of giving me a bad user experience, was that you want. I'll just show it to you in this padding, right? So now you see there is zero padding, right? So earlier, see, these are basically shortcuts, right? Nothing else. So shortcuts here, 0, 10, 20, 40, and all of that. So 0 was not available, right? But in many cases, you have to make it 0. So I have to manually select this, type 0, and all of that. But now they have the 0, so you can just make it 0. That's it, right? So I really like that feature here. So kudos to Go High Level again. Cool. So now we need to add and make sure the button is there. So it's going to be View menu. So that needs to be taken care of, and also the button here, or the element here, which is going to be about menu. Just if you just type menu, you will be able to see this three bar, the hamburger menu, right? So you can just, when somebody clicks on it, they can get redirected to another landing page which is dedicated to barbecue buffet. For this, I just want to change the image as well. So let me just grab that image. Let me see which image was it. Okay, so this was this image. So let me just grab that. Amazing, that's done. Let me just duplicate the entire section here, and then I want to create the image on the left hand side and the text on the right hand side. Everything else remains the same because we just duplicated it. So it's going to be a one row, two column section. But to do that, it's very simple. Do you want to just grab all of these manually and do all of that stuff? No, no. You're on my YouTube channel because you're gonna learn from my experience and how we do it as an agency so that you can do it too in the fastest way possible, right? In order to do this, select the column. Okay. The column has some arrows on it. Can you see that? Those arrows, that's what I'm talking about. Those arrows has the ability to shift from column to column. They can literally jump places, right? So when you click on that forward arrow column, move up, then it's going to move up in the column structure. Since this is a horizontal column, then it's going to move up or go beyond the column which is near it. So when you click on it, it's going to go beyond that. So it just shifted here, which basically means the available space was occupied with the earlier column, which is now the text one. I hope that makes sense. That's how you can fasten things up. For the longest period of time, I was doing it wrong, but then again, you learn from experience, and I'm just sharing it with you because I believe that's going to help you save a lot of your time. And if you like these kind of videos, just as a token of appreciation, just send me just subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my video, and share a comment if you like it, right? So that's all I want, right? Cool. So in that case as well, we're just going to add this thing here as well, which is nothing but smokehouse fiesta. This is more about what do you get as an offer when you hire us. That's it, right? So we just want to add that, and yeah, I'll just keep the points as it is, because even though it's because this is just a template, so you can always optimize it and change it according to your requirement, right? The next part is very crucial, is going to be catering clients. Now, as in business, Since these catering clients are not going to be individuals, rather it's going to be an enterprise, a business, a small business, a community, right, or an event, or X, Y, and Z. In those cases, they will probably have a logo for themselves, a name for the business, right? So you can take their logos and add it. It's super important. It kind of builds the credibility, and I want you to build the credibility for your own business. Okay, uh, so that's crucial. One thing I really want to do here is, but I just want to let me just explain that to you once I'm done with this. Right, I just want to add catering clients. Cool. Yeah. So one thing I want to do here is I want to have these images and stretch it till the end of the view width, okay, which is the view width of the entire screen. To do that, since these columns are pretty much restricted to its own places, so to do that, I'm going to set the section, and then I'm going to click on allow rows to take the entire width at the top, sorry, at the bottom right section. Can you see that? I'm going to turn that on. So what that's going to do here is that's just going to add these columns, and see these columns, and they're going to stretch till the end. I like it. So I'm going to add an image element here. So that image element is added here. Apart from that, I want to make sure that image optimization is turned off because my image is already optimized. So yeah, regarding this as well, I had a few people who asked me, Pritam, how do you optimize the images and all of that? And why do you suggest to turn off this image optimization? Well, the reason why I suggest to turn off this image optimization is because when Go High Level optimize the images, they kind of looks pixelated, which you do not want. Point number one. Point number two is, why to have a pixelated image when you can optimize it yourself? Just go to compresspng.com, all right, compress png or compress jpg or compress gif and all of that, and you can compress the entire file here, right? So that's something that you should be focusing on, and then uploading it into your Go High Level account. Okay, cool. I think 140 is good. I'm just going to duplicate the entire thing, add it, drag it, duplicate it, add it, drag it, duplicate it, add it, drag it. That's all you need to do. This logo is an ideal case because it's a similar color, similar width, similar things, right? Which will not be the case in every scenario. So in that case, you have to add manually. And yeah, that's it. Just make sure the height remains the same because that's crucial. When the height remains the same, everything is going to look proportional to you. Okay. So that's just one tip so that you can build better uh, you know, client section or logo sections. One more thing I want to do here is I want to reduce the space between catering clients and the logos. So for that, I'm just going to make it 5. And the same goes for here as well. The bottom one, I'm going to make it 5. They should also give 0, 5, 10 because that's crucial. Anyways, so we have taken care of that as well. For food gallery, I'm going to write catering gallery. So that's it, right? Catering gallery. I think that's done. Again, as I told you, in this ideal case, you should not be using these kind of generic photographs, or this kind of photographs going to look nice in your homepage but not on your catering page, because here you want to focus on the catering food, catering environment, catering people, catering customers, and all of that. That is what this entire section is going to be full, should be full with. Okay, but since it's a template, so I get the liberty to not change it, but you should be changing it. Okay, don't say that Pritam didn't inform me about this, because I did. Okay, cool. I think we are done with this. So this is how it looks in the for the entire homepage. Let me just give you a complete preview of it so that you can quickly take a look and understand that how this is going to look. After that, now we're going to do the mobile mode as well. So stay tuned to the video because that's going to be essential, because this is the most important part, that hey, you need to know how to mobile optimize this. So homepage, menu page, catering page, about page looks beautiful. BBQ Brothers Catering. You have all the catering photos, which kind of builds up the credibility and trust. Then you have the offerings, which is the barbecue buffet. You have the explanation of that. You also have the the main pointers so that people can understand and read it in a very easy way. And then you have the image and the view menu. When somebody clicks on it, they go to a separate page altogether. Same is done for Smokehouse Fiesta. So that's done. Catering clients add all of your client logo. And then you have the catering gallery. Looks beautiful, looks stunning. And then you have the footer as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you design the entire home page, or sorry, the catering page on the desktop mode. Now, we're going to quickly go inside and make sure everything is 100% mobile optimized because that's crucial and you want to focus on that as well. So, before that, I just want to duplicate this entire section and I want to make it one as only desktop visible and one is going to be only mobile visible. Since you saw that once I made this only desktop visible, these buttons came up, and the reason for that is very simple. That since we copied this section from the home page, right? So they had their hidden elements only on the desktop and mobile mode. Because of that, they emerged up, and you have to make sure that you delete them if you do not want them, right? Same goes for here. As you can see, the image kind of looks a bit stressed, and we want to remove the buttons first of all. And I think this looks pretty nice. So not going to make a lot of changes here, but I definitely want to make changes regarding the scattering photos, which kind of takes up a lot of image and space and room. I want to rather make it 2 by 2 this kind of section, which is what we did in the home part for the home page, right? So I want to delete this because we do not want it. So for this, as you already know, we have to select the column here, and then at the bottom right hand side, as you can see, content alignment, we have to make this horizontal. Once we've made this horizontal, we're going to add this here. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to add 10 pixels to it. Same goes for this here as well. Uh, just make sure this is horizontal, and then we're adding 10 pixels. Oops, this is went there. So I'm gonna add it here. I think we are good. Yep. I want to add a 10 pixel of margin to it, right? Because I want that to be a bit spread across, because that's when it looks a bit nicer. That's what I want. Okay. This is now the lone wolf, right? This is the only image left. I'd highly recommend that you use 2 images in this kind of scenario, right? So, okay. Sometimes it's a bit difficult in order to take a hold of this, but you can duplicate this and then add a 10 pixel of padding to it. That's it. So you can also drag here and make a lot of changes to that. Yeah, but I just want to make sure it's 10. That's it. Cool. I think it looks nice. Okay, I like it. I'm going to remove the other columns, are not necessary because we got everything done in 3 columns. As you can see here, sorry, 1 row and 2 column. So 1 row, 2 column, 2 images, 1 row, 2 column, 2 images, and then again a 1 row, 2 column, and 2 images. Right now we have this kind of unwanted section, which is basically what we got from the home page. So we just want to make sure that everything is deleted. Okay. So as of now, we've done everything on this part. Okay. 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 So here's the classic mistake that I did. I didn't duplicated this entire thing, and because of that, I'm in a mess as of now. Just going to duplicate the entire thing, and I want to make sure that one is only desktop. So the mistake that I just did is something that you might also do it. So here, the issue here is very simple. Since I made all the changes on the desktop mode, right, and then I didn't duplicate it and made again the changes on the mobile mode. So since Go High Level does not support structural changes in mobile and desktop mode, and I also hadn't made them exclusively since I didn't duplicate them. So any changes I made on the mobile mode also got reflected on the desktop mode. So now as you can see, these images are kind of wind together. So definitely do not want that. I'll duplicate this, delete this, delete this, and duplicate this, and delete this. Right. Again, now this looks nice. Just want to make sure that the spacing is a bit aligned. So just make 0. Okay, cool. Awesome. I like it. Let's proceed forward with the mobile. I don't think there should be an issue with the mobile. Mobile looks good. Okay. So now we're done with the entire top section of it. Now we're going to go to the offer section. The simplest way is, again, as I told you, duplicate the entire thing, go to advanced section, make it desktop only, and the duplicated section, go to advanced again and make it mobile only. That's the easiest way in order to do it when you're doing it for structural changes, right? Anything that has to do with spacing and all of that need not be changed, because for the simple reason that, hey, Go High Level supports that. Is that as simple as that? Can you see this? Desktop and mobile version, right? That's pretty much it. Go High Level does that for you, so you do not have to do it, right? So just want to make sure that these are 16 and these are all 16. So 16 pixels is a nice height to have, the font size to have when you're doing it on the mobile mode. Probably you can note that down and practice it for your own business. 18 is better in terms of paragraphs for the desktop mode in terms of visibility. Now that again depends on the fonts you're using, but for simple fonts like Poppins, Montserrat, all of that, I think it looks good. Okay. As you can see, there's too much of spacing into it. I do not like it. So I'm just going to reduce a lot of spacing. It's 40 pixels literally for nothing. So I'm going to reduce, let's say 10. Perfect. I'm going to change this as well. Again, 40 pixels for nothing. So just want to make it 0 here. Perfect. Now I'm going to go to the next section, which is going to be the next offer here, and I'm going to duplicate the entire section. Here again, I'm going to go to advanced section, make it desktop only. The other part is going to be making it only mobile mode, right? So let's go ahead and let's make sure that we are also changing everything in this case. So here the name of course has to be on the top for the simple reasons that people need to know what they're getting into so that they can have a clear idea that whether it's going to be useful for them or not. Right. So that's a very transparent way of designing and building, because that just gives a better experience to your customers compared to when you don't explain them what's going on, right? And you definitely do not want that. So yeah, that's one of the reasons. So let me just quickly make sure that the fonts are compatible for the mobile mode, because again, all of these people are going to come through the mobile view, right? And you want to make sure that mobile is being taken care of as much as possible, right? So that is done. So as you can see here, the entire thing is mobile friendly. Not the entire thing, because now we have to work on the catering client. So again, the same process here, duplicating the thing, because again we are working on the structural changes. So anything that Go High Level does not support has to be exclusively desktop and mobile mode separately and manually done. So again for here, I just want to make sure that this is instead of vertical, this should be about horizontal, and then I'm going to add that image in here. All right. Apart from that, I can just delete all these details. I do not want it. And then I can just duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. So you can add as many client logos as you want. I'd also highly recommend, if you have some client videos, testimonials, reviews, and even an experience video. What an experience video! I've seen a lot of people who, let's say, create an event. Let's say a small business has invited you or your own restaurant for a catering event, right? Then you create a entire video explaining or just showcasing how you got started, how you're creating the food, how you're serving other people, the good photos, good videos, good glimpse of people enjoying their time and eating from your barbecue station and all of that. Okay. That's something that is going to be helpful. Okay. But again, as you can see here, this is more homepage content when we do not want that. So don't delete all of that. Okay, cool. I think now we have completed everything in the desktop and the mobile mode. I think mobile looks stunning. The navigation bar looks stunning. The desktop view looks stunning. I think we are all good. Let me just save this here so that I can show it to you both on the desktop and the mobile mode, and then you can see for yourself. Go to the preview mode here. Just make sure everything is 100% on the screen. Okay. Home menu catering, right? BBQ catering. The logs look nice. I've already showcased this to you, right? Let's quickly go to the mobile mode and let me showcase that as well. So this is how it looks in the mobile mode. Everything looks good. Currently, we are using iPhone 14 Pro. I can use different tool. Let's say Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, right? Okay, for that I need just refresh it and then add S20 Ultra. As you can see, this is now on Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. So this looks stunning. right? Barbecue buffet looks stunning. The spacing is also stunning because if you remember, we made it 0, so that looks nice. The buttons at the center looks nice. The client logos looks nice. The catering gallery also looks nice. Of course, the photos needs to be changed into catering photos. So that's just a change that you have to do when you're using it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much about it. Again, as I told you, this is going to be a long website because I'm going to be working on the about page, the event page, the contact page, and all of that. I'm going to show you all of that in this tutorial and in this free course, basically. But if you want that for yourself, for your business, or you can quickly just plug and play, you can just go to ghltemplateshop.com, and here on the second one, you can see that, hey, Pritam has this for sale only for $497. And one thing I want to tell you that this is a beta program offer, right? So we just started it a few weeks ago. We got great response, right? And we're going to increase the price because the quality of this is top notch, right? Like compared to with anybody that's providing on the internet. So if you're looking for custom design amazing projects from my team, then make sure you visit ghltemplateshop.com. And to contact me is very simple. Just click on Digital Pritam here, then you can email me, or just click here on Facebook here, and you can go to my Facebook and DM me, right? You just need to make sure that you tell me, Pritam, this is what I'm looking for. What are the next steps? How can I pay and how can I get this? That's it. I hope that you liked my video, guys. I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you in case you want to do it yourself or in case you're learning. So, yep, I'll see you in the next video. See you soon and take care.